Let me check on my tablet when we are live.
Oh, yes, I can see it.
Yay!
I can see us.
Oh, we're everywhere. So hello everyone for this first ever live on YouTube. So we are three librarians and we decided to kind of talk between ourselves because we do that, and we decided to share that with the world because it's always super interesting. And also, so this is a time where you can ask us your question. It can be questions about books if you want like a quick recommendation. If you like this book, maybe we can advise you to read another one. Or if you want to know the meaning of life, maybe we can try to answer that as well. I mean, we are librarians after all. So you can ask us questions on all social medias. We have colleagues kind of looking at everywhere: Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. By the way, if you're not following our Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook, now is the time to do it. Yeah, so I'm Marion. I'm a digital and event librarian. So normally during normal life before lockdown, I was kind of managing the events for all 7 Kingston libraries and working on the digital and innovation side as well. And it's really funny because we are three librarians here today, but all three of us actually do very different jobs. So I don't know, Fran, if you want to present what you're doing.
Yeah. I'm Fran. I normally work at Kingston Library, so I'm usually the person who you see out amongst in the library shelves, putting books away, making displays, answering customer questions. So I'm sort of the person that you'll see when you walk into the library. So I definitely have a different experience to these guys because they're on the more organising, buying books, organising events side. So I'm more in the front lines kind of thing, in the trenches.
And Anita, so you're kind of with me on more of the shadows of the the library.
Yes, that's right. We're not quite as visible as our frontline colleagues like Fran, but we're there in the background, hopefully supporting our frontline colleagues. So like Marion, I'm also a librarian. I have two half jobs at the moment. One is in outreach and engagement. So I'm trying to promote the library service out in the communities when we're able to be out and about and meeting people in pre-COVID times. And just spreading the word and making sure that the residents of the borough are sort of aware of the services that we offer. So we've got obviously our physical buildings and the books within them and the computer access and Wi-Fi and things like that. But we've also got online resources that people can access from home. So that side of the library service, you know, it's a digital service that everyone can access from wherever they are without visiting a physical building. And my other half of the role is in stock and resources. So I currently buy for the 7 libraries the physical books for children and teenagers, and also have a role in the online resources that we have, and the ebooks and the e-audiobooks that we offer as a library service to all our customers as well.
Yay, such an important job. And lately during the COVID, Chris is here. Hi, you're live, by the way. So yeah, do you want to be in the live stream?
Chris, can you hear us?
Oh, sorry. Yes, I don't mind either. I'll do whatever you want.
Okay, well, you're live at the moment, just so you know. So we were kind of in the process of just presenting what we were doing in the library. Do you want to explain quickly what you do?
Me?
Yeah.
Sorry, there was a bit of a time delay. Okay, yes. My name's Christine Bunce. I'm part of the development team. I used to be a adult librarian, but I now do the stock work, who I job share with Anita Lewis. I tend to do the adult stock work, so that is all the ordering of the book, checking we've got stuff for promotions and all the weeding of the old stock. Yeah, that's it. And dealing with the suppliers and making sure all the invoices get paid and the contracts are all sorted out.
Yeah,
over lockdown, I've been working from home, just doing various bits and bobs.
yeah, like we all did, I think. But yeah, lately during the lockdown, we really used all our digital resources. Like Anita, I think you saw that there's been a big spike in the ebook uses. That's really cool.
Yeah, absolutely. The ebook usage has actually gone up more than 2.5 times the usual level of usage during lockdown. So that's been really good. I mean, we've been trying to promote it a lot more and get the word out, because I think a lot of people still don't realise that aspect of the service provision that we have. But we, the library service, pays for subscriptions on behalf of the public, so that you can all access those things from home. And e-audiobooks have almost doubled as well, so which is quite interesting, because I think some people actually use them less than pre-lockdown, because they were using them maybe when they were commuting and on the travel that they're not currently doing. So they haven't increased as much as for ebooks, but they have increased massively. So it'd be interesting to see, you know, as services start resuming the physical side of things, whether those digital services will still see the increased usage. In particular, actually, children's and teenage issues for ebooks and e-audio have massively increased. I think for children, they've gone up something like 6 times.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
that's crazy. Because I would really have thought that like the ebook usage for adults would be big, but yeah, that's a nice surprise. That's really cool.
Yeah, it's interesting, because I'm not sure, you know, the myth of everyone having so much time on their hands, I'm not sure how much of that is a reality. I mean, all the parents that are homeschooling, they're not really going to have all that extra time that some people talk about in terms of being able to read more and do all this kind of things. But obviously with the children at home and not at school, and not accessing books through school or libraries as before, they've really made good more resources that way.
Yeah, I think that's been like this idea that everyone has suddenly had that time. But yeah, as you say, all the parents definitely don't have that free time. But also like, even I don't know, I don't have the time to do anything. Like, it's just I'm just working more. The time that I save from the commute, I do other stuff with it. How has it been for you, Fran? In terms of like balance work and personal life during the lockdown?
It changes all the time, really. Like, I started off just doing book reviews for the Facebook page, and then I've just started taking on more and more stuff. So now we're doing the book group and we're doing the craft group, and there's sort of other things I sort of volunteer to do, like making sort of advertising materials and stuff like that, which I really enjoy. But it depends on the week. Some weeks I have a few days free and I don't have to do anything, so I feel really useless. And then other days I'm like, okay, I've got a meeting at this time and another meeting at this time, and I have to keep going. So yeah, I think it's probably more balanced than you guys, but I am enjoying what I'm doing. I wish I could do more.
Well, I think everyone has really been doing everything they could. Like, everyone really gave it its max, juggling between their obligation at home and what they had to do for the library. I feel like even like, not only, so for people who don't know, that we have the triage team, which is do you want to explain quickly what that is? Because most of the library staff has been redeployed on that project.
Yeah, so since the library shut, obviously we didn't have to go to our physical workplaces, and some of the library staff have been involved in the Kingston Stronger Together hub, which has been supporting the borough's COVID response. So a number of us have been working on the triage team, which has been involved in processing the support forms that people that are in need of help accessing food or medication because they're shielding or they've got symptoms, they're not able to go out and shop for themselves or collect their medication. We've been providing those that kind of support, and so more than 2,500 of those support forms were filled in over the time of lockdown. So yeah, that's been quite a big project that some library staff have been involved in. And there's also we were initially involved in the recruitment of volunteers and people that across the borough who were brilliant at kind of offering their time to be the people picking up medication for others, or doing all sorts of little whatever odd jobs come up, and being buddies as well for those that maybe are feeling isolated at home. So giving people a phone call each week and that kind of thing. So so some library staff have been deployed in other roles during lockdown, as well as the people that are obviously working with the massive digital offer that we've had over this time, which is phenomenal. And got off the ground so quickly, which is excellent.
Yeah. That's I think we've been busy this last months. Are you all excited to go back to work in the library at some point? I don't know, Chris, do you have any thought about that?
Yes, well, I think it'd just be very different times. We're working at the moment to try and work out how we're opening and when we're opening, and obviously the plans will be coming out soon for that, and then once they are, we'll let everybody know. But it'd just be interesting to see whether or not people continue to access the stuff from home, or whether or not they're keen to come back in. It's hard.
Yeah, because
there is going to be that little bit of apprehension, because people are nervous in situations, but the research, we're following all the guidelines and things. So, and I think people will be keen to come out and find some new books, because my mum keeps asking me. She keeps saying, "Oh, when's the library open? I need some new books." One thing that she has absolutely loved during lockdown is the ancestry at home, because she used to come in quite a lot and use the ancestry in Old Malden Library, but obviously it's been closed, so the access is now moved on to people at home, and she's on there loads, and she's found out so many stuff. So what she does during lockdown is, if it's a sunny day, she's out in her garden, and if it's a rainy day, she's inside on ancestry.
That's awesome. That's really cool. Well, that's good that she was able to access it from home during the lockdown. That's definitely thanks to Ancestry that allowed us to offer this remote access that we usually have only in the libraries. And I don't know, people who watch us right now, let us know if you are really looking forward to the reopening of the libraries, and if you're going to come see us when we reopen. I think Fran will agree with me that we had lots and lots of queries of people like really on the weekend, if it's not you it's me, and if it's not me it's you. We were replying to people like every hour. But that's good. I mean, it's good to see people are excited for the reopening. I think we're going to have some I don't know if it's been shared. Yeah, I think it's been out in the resident newsletter. So we are actually reopening on the 21st with a little bit of a special setting called Ready Reads. So basically, people who want to borrow books can fill in an online form saying what kind of book they want and how many books they want, and we will basically make a selection for you and allocate you a slot for you to come to Surbiton Library to take some books. So all the details will be online really soon, either today or tomorrow, or if you got the residence newsletter, you should already have the info. But yeah, that's exciting.
Also, in early August, we're looking to reopen our acquisitions department. So, as I say, once all the libraries start opening gradually, there will be some new stock in them. And we will be aiming to send the stock to the open branches, so that there might be multiple copies of a couple of titles when we first open, so that people, if they've seen that stuff has come out in the last couple of months, then we should have some of that stuff through. It would just take a little bit of time for the stuff to get delivered and stuff from our suppliers. But yes, we should be having the new stock coming So do keep an eye out for that.
That's cool. And we will probably make. Sorry, Fran, I cut you.
No, I just said it's very exciting.
Yeah, we'll probably
New
make
book.
like some ebook reviews or like take pictures of the new stock and share on social media. That would be
Yes, we can do that.
Yeah.
We can do that.
Does anyone ask questions? People
Okay.
who watch us, you can either ask us in the YouTube chat or on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, smoke signal, flying pigeons, whatever
Yeah.
you want, telepathy. We'll be really happy to answer any questions you have about libraries or other things. We can always try to answer. If you are wondering what is the most common plant in the Gobi Desert, we can try to look it out for you. But maybe not. Maybe just ask us questions about books and libraries.
One thing I was wondering was if Anita could tell us out there as parents a little bit about the summer reading challenge and how that'll be running this year.
Oh, okay. Good question, Chris. The summer reading challenge has already started. This year, obviously, it's a very strange situation for everyone to be in, with the schools not fully being in with the children, mainly at home. So the summer reading challenge did launch at the beginning of June. It's all digital for our borough this year. So the reading challenge website, I think if you Google it, it will come up as the first link. Summer reading challenge, and this year it's called Silly Squad. So it's all about humorous stories, joke books, having fun, light-hearted things. And as always, the summer reading challenge is in place to keep children reading over the summer holidays, because even when it's only a 6-week summer holiday, the teachers were finding at the beginning of term that children's reading had actually dipped down over the summer while they weren't reading regularly, with not being in school for 6 weeks. And 6 weeks in the life of a child is quite a long patch of time. So the summer reading challenge has been going for 20 years.
Wow.
And the challenge is for children to read 6 books or more over the summer holidays, and they can choose whatever books they would like. I mean, it does have a theme each year, so the funny stories is a theme this year, but you can actually choose whatever you'd like to read and make sure it's at the right reading level for you. And then the idea is the 6 books is sort of roughly 1 per week of the summer holidays, and we would ordinarily give out stickers and little bookmarks and different prizes for each of those books that you read. And at the end of the challenge, you'd get a certificate and a medal for having read your 6 or more books, which is brilliant. So this year, with the situation with the pandemic, it is just a digital challenge. So you'll be able to sign up at the website. And then as you log in, you'll be able to keep a record on there of the books that you read. The more books you read, the more characters and games and puzzles that you'll be able to unlock on the site. And it's also got a really good book sorter on there, which will give you ideas of different things to read if you put in your age and the kind of books that you like and other things that you've read already. So it's a really good interactive site. We will confirm what the website address is for you. But yeah, everyone up to the age of, 12, 13, 14, all children are really welcome to sign up to it. It's free and it's well worth checking out, just to encourage you to keep reading keep your reading up over the summer holidays.
Yeah. And I should also add that we are working with the other cultural services as well on a summer program for children, like some kind of cultural program. So we will have events from the libraries, obviously, the museum, Kingston Music Services. So I'm actually currently working on the physical programs that we're going to share online and to print, or probably not print, just to share online. So that should be out pretty soon, so that's really exciting. We're going to have tons of very cool events. And yeah, just talking about the reading challenge, that's really something, I didn't have that when I was a kid in France, and I would have loved it so much. Like it's amazing. I don't know, did any of you do the reading challenge when you actually were kids, or is that just like something?
I'll let the young people talk about that. I'm way too old. But because it's been going for 20 years. But I think individual authorities before that 20-year time, they did sort of run their own thing over the summer. They always had some kind of scheme or some encouragement for children to read over the summer.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Fran, how about you?
Again, oh, sorry.
No, go ahead. No, okay.
No. Yeah, no, I didn't do it in a library when I was a kid. I would have sort of been the right age, I guess, but I think my schools always did their own. Maybe not for the summer, but through the year. So I usually just did those, and I really only became a massive library user when I was a teenager. And then there didn't ever seem to be much for teens when I was a teen in the library. So I didn't. No, I didn't. I only did my school ones. I did there was like a bronze, gold, and silver awards for reading. But yeah, no, I don't think I did the public library one.
Okay.
Chris, you've got 2 boys. Are they going to be doing it this year? Or you've done it in previous years?
Well, the problem we have is Alexander likes new books, but he's my youngest, who is just turned 3. But unfortunately, if we add a new book into the regime, we have to keep the existing books. So at the moment, every night without fail, we read The Gruffalo's Child, then The Gruffalo, then Daddy Fantastic. And my son was quite tired last night. Daddy only read 2 stories. 1 o'clock, my son woke up saying, Mummy, come and read Daddy Fantastic. Daddy didn't read it. So 1 o'clock, I'm reading the 3rd story.
That's
so
brilliant.
we do read 3 stories every day, but unfortunately they are the same stories. But I'm a little hesitant about bringing more in, otherwise I'll be reading all night long.
You know, it makes me think when I was a baby, my mom is actually a music teacher and composer, so she actually wrote a lullaby for me, but it was my mom, my dad singing and her playing on the piano. Except if there was one of these parts missing, I wouldn't sleep. So when my dad was like away from work, I couldn't sleep because there was not his voice. So she had to record the piano, my dad, and herself, so she could have a mix of the different situations, so I could sleep. So yeah, that's annoying. So I guess that's kind of the same situation with all the books. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think anyone is actually asking questions online. So let me have a look on Twitter. Yeah, once again, if anyone wants to ask us any questions about book or anything, we'll be happy to answer them. And if not, we'll just call it a day at like past. What do you think? Yeah. Okay.
It's really nice to have a little chat with you guys in any case. So
yeah. Because we've been all working so much on such different projects, we actually don't see each other that much. Even if we have tons of meetings, it's never with the same people.
Yeah, very true. Chris, do you want to tell us about how long you've spent working for Kingston Libraries?
Yeah, so I've been with Kingston Libraries now for 20 years.
Oh, wow.
So again, I'm too old for the reading challenge. The reason I got into libraries was I used to live near Old Malden Library, and when I was a kid, I was almost over there every night after school. Every time I got a piece of homework, I'd be over there, and I'd come home from school and I'd run round and they'd wait for me, and I got to know the ladies who worked there really well. They've retired now, but they was really, really helpful, and it inspired me to become a librarian. So once I finished university, I started work in Kingston Libraries. I was a counter assistant then, and then I moved up to a senior. I then moved into acquisitions, which was doing a lot of the interlibrary loan stuff, which was a lot bigger then because we weren't part of the London Libraries Consortium. So we had to get books from all around the country, and it was also receipting all the new books. And then while I was working in acquisitions, I did a day release and did my MA at Thames Valley University. And I've been working as a librarian now for about 12, 13 years, roughly.
That's great.
Yes, as I say, my background is largely from the adult side. And then since October, I've been the stock and resources person, which I really enjoy. Also, I'd love to share a book that I've been reading over the summer, which I really love. I don't know if any of you've seen it. And we've also started watching the TV series, which is Little Fires Everywhere. I don't know if anyone's seen that, but
I read the book and I watched the show, and I really loved both, actually. Well, that's great, because we actually have a question. Someone is asking us, what's the best book you read during lockdown? So if you want to start, Chris, go ahead.
Yes, sorry. Yes, so Little Fires Everywhere, and I absolutely love that one. And obviously I've been reading the Gruffalo's Child, and that is fantastic.
Yeah, for me it's really weird, because I usually read in the public transport. Usually I play Pokemon Go in the morning and read in the evening, and I have like an hour and a half to go to work, so I usually have quite a lot of time to read. And so at the beginning of the lockdown I really stopped reading at all, and like for 3 months I didn't read everything. And the last 2 weeks I actually been reading 1 or 2 books every Sunday. Like I really spend my Sundays reading, and I've been reading the books that I was really interested in on the ebook reviews. So I read We Were Liars, that was a Fran ebook review that I absolutely loved. I've been reading The Near Witch because I've been harassed to read a V.E. Schwab book, and I really liked it. And I'm currently reading The Gracier, which is another one that Fran advised, and I am loving it so far. I love it very, very much.
2-0 for me so far. Recommending great books.
Anita, is there any book that you read during the lockdown that had like a special impact, or that you really liked?
Actually, I've been listening to quite a few audiobooks during lockdown, which I wasn't doing before. And because we were sort of restricted in terms of going out, I love walking. So every day after work, I go walking. And if I'm not chatting to a friend, sometimes I'm just listening to the birds, but I often do listen to audiobooks as I walk as well. One that I did really enjoy was the Girl, Woman, Other by Bernardine Evaristo. Yeah, I really enjoyed that. And I really like that format of having a sort of different character in each chapter. And another one that I'm currently reading, listening to, is Olive Again by Elizabeth Strout. So the first book was Olive Kitteridge. I think it's on Netflix or something at the moment as well. But again, that has that kind of, each chapter is a sort of different character. And I'm really enjoying that as well. I love the pace of it. I just I find it really evocative, the different characters. I'm really enjoying it. And I did read some reviews that said that it was really quite negative, that they didn't like these. They just thought everyone seemed really unhappy. But I just thought it was really quite true to life, the sort of ins and outs and the little details. So
cool. Makes me want to read them. Fran, do you have any books that you read during the lockdown that you liked?
Yes. Well, right before lockdown, I was working in Surbiton Library right before we closed with our lovely colleague Alice, who normally works at Tudor Drive Library. And I said, right, well, we're going to be locking down soon, so I need a lot of books. And she recommended me a brilliant series called Throne of Glass, which is by Sarah J. Maas, which is a teen series, but I think actually probably is more adult than teen, because it's quite adult later on. But I just absolutely loved it. It's 8 books, and it's sort of in an epic fantasy kind of world. And I just loved it because the characters are all really strong women, and I just love it. I just love it so much, and I'm obsessed with it. I read all 8 in the first sort of 8 weeks of lockdown. And since then, I've only read 1.5 books. So I'm kind of I'm sort of in a book hangover now, because I'm kind of like, nothing's going to measure up to that series. That was just amazing.
It's so bad. Nothing will be ever good again. Fran, can you quickly look in the chat if there are any questions?
Yes.
And yeah, Chris, sorry, go ahead.
Yes, I was just going to say that if you have exhausted all your favourite authors over lockdown, there are lots of websites that you can go to, such as Goodreads, and we do have, when the library's back open, Who Else Writes Like. So you can, if you like a certain style, do go online, because it can tell you who writes like that. You know, if you like courtroom dramas or different types of things, or Scandinavian crime. So that is a good resource to have a look at, some of the Goodreads and things.
And also watch our ebook reviews. Sorry, Fran, go ahead.
Yes, we have a question. So can we recommend a family saga book which has some real historical background?
Ooh, good question. I don't really read historical saga. Does any of you read this kind of genre?
I don't, but there is. It's a shame my mum's not online, because she loves it. I think Stacey Hall does some. Fountains. And that's been a historical that's been really bravely reviewed. I'm not 100% of it. I would have to check it.
Okay. Yeah, we've got a couple of recommendations from another colleague of ours who's behind the scenes. She recommends the Poldark series, which I think is family saga-ish and is definitely set in a historical period, and also the Forsyth saga. And they are both quite heavy historically kind of things. I might also recommend the Discovery of Witches series, which does partly take place in the past, just quite a bit of a stretch, but is partly historical family saga, partly not. But yes, family saga not our forte.
Yeah, I think and that's why, because I think that we are all kind of reading different kind of books, but no one of us read family saga. That's librarians are like a big brain of literature. All together, we have the knowledge of books. I don't know, should we wait a few minutes if there are other questions, or should we just go our ways?
Maybe wait a few more minutes just to see.
Have we got another date? Are we planning another one, or wait and see?
So the big live streams like that on YouTube, we don't have any other planned, but if people let us know if they enjoyed it, we might plan others. We also have on Instagram, so I don't know if you're on Instagram, Chris, but if you want, you can do that. So every Friday at 5 p.m. we have some kind of discussion like that on Instagram between two librarians. Every week the librarians change. And this Friday it's actually Fran and our colleague Beth. But yeah, if anyone wants to participate, even if you don't have an Instagram account, we can give you the. Well, when I say that, I'm just speaking to my colleague, actually. If if Chris or Anita, you want to do that, I can just give you the account.
Okay. Yes, I haven't got one. No. Okay.
Cool. Well,
hopefully I'll be able to get to do a bit more reading. I'm hoping that as things calm down a bit, and if the weather improves, which it's saying it should do over the weekend, I'm hoping to get out my garden on my lounger in the evenings and do a bit more reading.
Oh, that's
sounds lovely.
I miss
my husband brought me a lounger for my birthday, and ever since the weather's been not so good.
Oh no.
My birthday on Monday, so I'm hoping to have a bit more reading time.
Oh, well, I hope you have a lovely day that day, Fran.
I feel bad for anyone who has to have a birthday over lockdown, because it's like there's not much you can do, is there?
Yeah.
Maybe
No.
I'll
I had
No, my birthday was raining as well.
yeah, I had my birthday, my husband's birthday, and my wedding birthday all in the same week in lockdown. But it was actually really cool. We just played video game all day. That was great.
Oh,
Okay, then. Well, I think I'm going to stop the live stream here. Anyone who watched, thank you for asking questions, and let us know in the comments or by message or any ways that you can reach us if you enjoyed it and if you would like to see another one. So, yeah, thank you. It was really nice to see you all, and yeah, we'll see you soon for new adventures.
Bye bye.
Bye.
bye.